Hi, I'm David Blystone, and here's the introduction to my calculus video series. So, this video course is designed to be used in different ways as standalone videos. If you need to see on calculus, a certain topic, you could use one of the videos. This could also be a comprehensive homeschool course for anyone taking calculus as a homeschooler. It could also be used as a course. I will be teaching a full comprehensive Calculus 1 course at this time, Calculus 1. Calculus 2 may be added in the future, but right now this will only go through Calculus 1. If you're seeing this, that's all there is. If I update it, I will make this video again showing that it has Calculus 2 now. You could also use this as a course complement to any Calculus 1 course that you're taking to kind of just go over things you've done in class to review. And it could also be a refresher of Cal 1 if you're going into a later year of calculus and you've kind of forgotten over time. You need to refresh. These videos will help. So I will be using the following resources. I will be getting the lesson, mostly the titles and the examples from Calculus 10th edition by Larson and Edwards. Other editions are mostly the same, as long as it's Larson's Calculus. They go back pretty long ways. I know at some point they do change a little things, here and there, but it's really close. Um, so I mean, pretty much any edition before the 10th you can find would work. Only thing that might be different are the problems in each section for doing, so when I give a problem set, it might be slightly different. But that's pretty slightly. They're pretty close. They might have, changed a few problems, gotten rid of some, added a couple others, but not too much. I will also, for a few things, mainly the first chapter, be using Calculus Concepts and Applications, the second edition by Forrester. I will also be taking one section from the first edition. So, I mean, that will be the first chapter, first unit of things. And then I'll be using the Desmos graphing calculator online. And you can access that at desmos.com. It's free. It's worth it. So, if you're using these videos for homeschool or private teaching, get the books to do the problem sets. Would I say get both? Possibly. Again, for the Larson book, don't bother getting the current edition, the 10th edition. It's expensive unless you can find it cheap. If you can find it cheap, do. Because that's the one I'm getting problems from. An earlier edition should be fine. Again, the problems may be different, but the problems are pretty much the same. And the types are pretty much the same. You can find that on eBay Abe Books. As far as the Forrester book, if you were going to get one, get the second. That one section isn't worth it for the first. The second's a little bit better. Honestly, either one is okay. Just make sure it's the textbook. Their other books look very similar. Make sure it is the textbook. Again, find a cheap version. There is a current version, but it's expensive. Don't worry about it. Get an older one. Solutions manual, just in case. The Forrester has one. The Larson, again, now you need to find one for what you can find. They have a student, study and solution guide, a student solution manual. That only has certain ones, like evens or odds, I don't remember. And then they have complete solutions. And that's a 3-volume set, usually. For Calculus 1, I think the first volume would be all you need, I think. Don't quote me. You may need the second for one chapter. But I think volume 1 would be all you need for most of it. If I decide, now tests, there aren't tests made. If I decide that I'm going to make tests for those who are doing homeschooling or private teaching, I will make a separate video and make a post on YouTube to show that I have a video about that and what I intend to do about that, so that if you would like a test, I can get a copy of the test to those who would administer them, like parents of homeschool students or tutors or things like that. Now, for those who are doing AP Calculus, I won't be following the exact order of the AP Calculus course description. It'll be close. The main difference will be I'll be doing what they call late transcendental functions. Transcendental are exponents and logarithms and then inverse functions. What they're now saying is do it early, put it in with everything at the beginning. I'm teaching that as a separate chapter later. That's the only difference between what College Board is saying and what I'm basically doing. So it will have all the topics for Calculus AB. I will not be, like I said, I'm not doing BC yet. If I am, this video will be gone and it will be replaced and you won't be seeing this. So as long as you're seeing this, there are no BC videos yet. Yet I'm covering all topics on the AB exam. If it's not on the AP exam, I will note it on the video. I don't think I'm going to make any of those, though. So Cal 1 at a university, this is going to follow that as well. Although some will cover something called differentials and Newton's method, I will not be covering doing any videos on those. Those are not on the AP exam, and I just will not be covering those. But if your university is, I don't have videos on them, just so you know. If you're looking for videos on differentials and Newton's method, you have to go with someone else. Sorry. If you are going to use these videos, have a pencil, paper, and calculator ready. If you are using this as a homeschool course or private learning, write things down in a notebook so you have it all together so you can refer back to your notes. If there's any new vocabulary or theorems or charts or anything like that, write it down, put it in notes. Pause the video, obviously, and do it. Don't try to do it, just, oh, shoot, the screen went by. Videos have a pause for a reason. Write out the worked examples. I will do worked examples. Sometimes I will give a try this after, sometimes I won't. It depends on the length of the worked example and other things. So sometimes you will have an example to work on after it for your own good. Sometimes you won't. But write out the worked examples. I do. If I give you you try, pause the video and try it. Then start the video and check your work. Calculators. I will assume that you have a graphing calculator at your disposal for calculus. However, I may at times say, don't use a calculator for this problem. Because, again, if you're doing AP calculus, there are no calculator sections on the AP exam. You will have to get used to doing some problems without a calculator. So I may say, try this problem without a calculator. Or I may say, do this problem with a calculator. Or I may say, choose yourself. Don't use your phone unless, again, the Desmos app is not a bad thing, but you won't be able to use it on the AP exam or any other type of exam. So I would get used to a regular calculator if you can, or the Desmos on the computer if you're going to go with that route completely. Graphing calculator recommendation. The 83 Plus or 84 Plus series from TI, industry standard. Casio supposedly makes a good graphing calculator. I know they've made one for a long time. I don't know anything about them. I've never used them. I don't have any recommendations. And so I can't say anything about them, so I'm not going to recommend anything. I'm not sponsored by TI. If you know Casio yourself and you know their calculators are good and you know how to use one, get one of them. That's fine. I don't think they're that bad. I just don't know anything about them myself. What about the TI-89 Titanium or TI Nspire CAS? So they have a CAS, a computer algebra system. If you haven't taken the SAT and you're planning on it, they can't be used on that. But they can be used on the AP exam. So that's a plus. But colleges don't always let you use them because of the computer algebra system. The computer algebra system does symbolic manipulation. It can factor, it can solve equations, it can simplify things. It works with symbols. It's really nice to have for calculus. It can do some of our things that we need things to do and give us answers real quick. whereas the TI-83 and 84 can only do them what we call numerically. They can do it symbolically. Here's what I would say, though. If you can only get one, because graphing calculators are expensive, if you can only get one, get the non-CAS model, get the 83 plus or 84 plus series. If you can get two, if you can afford a second calculator, get either one of those, the Inspire CS, the TI-89 Titanium, or a used TI-89. Those are good. Yeah, the Titanium is pretty much the same. It's a redesign, and I think it's a little bit faster, but otherwise the same. There is the TI-92 that is looks like it's a different orientation. Don't get it. It has a QWERTY keyboard, and no one will let you use it for anything. It runs similar to the TI-89, but again, it's not worth it because you cannot use it anywhere. So if you're going to get a CAS model, the TI Inspire CS is nice. If you're going to do the Inspire, get the one with the color backlit screen. Don't go for the non-backlit screen. When I first I bought one years ago of the original models before the backlight was ever thought of as a thing. They are impossible to deal with. Get one with the backlight and possibly the color screen. That's worth it if you're going to do that one. Otherwise, the TI-89 Titanium is also good. It doesn't have the color backlit screen, but it's still a good calculator. But again, if you're going to do one, if you're going to get a first calculator, do the 83 plus or 84 plus models. If you're going to get a second calculator, get one of these. All right, unit and sections. I will be starting with the first chapter of the Forster book. Then I'll cover chapters 1 through 7 of the Larson book in order, but I will not be doing 1-1, 3-8, 3-9, 5-8, 7-5, 7-6, and 7-7. None of those sections I will be touching. I will be adding section 8-7 on L'Hôpital's rule, and I will be putting it in Unit 4, which will be Larson's Chapter 3. I don't know where, but I will be putting it in there so that you can see it. I may also use examples and suggest some problems from the Forster book. The Forster book, for sometimes, has better word problems for AP students. The Larson book, at times, is physics-based calculus, I call it, that if you don't know a formula from like physics or chemistry, sometimes it doesn't give it to you. And I don't like all the word problems in it. Sometimes they're really tough and a little bit much. So sometimes I'll say, use the Forster book to do some word problems. So here's an overview of the course. Unit 1 is kind of an introduction to calculus. It previews a lot of everything. It's limits, derivatives, integrals, and integrals. Yes, it is twice. There's a reason for that. Unit 2, limits and their properties. Unit 3, differentiation. Unit 4, applications of differentiation. Unit 5, integration. Unit 6, logarithmic, exponential, and other transcendental functions. Unit 7, differential equations. And Unit 8, applications of integration. Those will be the chapters the units I'll be covering in this course. Again, it will be covering everything on the AP exam. It will be a Lake Transcendentals. So, that's the course overview. I hope that you enjoy the videos and they are useful to you. And as always, keep on learning.